Hey everyone, Jalen here from Team Infinity doing a wizard deck profile. Yeah, it's on Buddyfight area because I don't have everything just right now. But it's a it's about my wizard deck. This is the deck I'm going to be most this is the current deck list that I might be using at Springfest June in White Plains of New York. Um and on June 14th there's going to be a Buddyfight event. I'm going to be heading there. Devlon, Jake, not sure about CJ just yet, are going to be going um to the event, and I don't know what they're playing, but I know what I'm playing, and it's gonna be Wizards. I think Wizards is my best contender of all my out of all my decks. Even with one gauge demon being a god that he is, can't bring my dungeon enemies out of the pit that they were stuck in for a while. Um, so I really think that my Wizards have a decent chance. This is a deck list that I originally got from Damien, someone you've seen in the live stream. He's pretty knowledgeable on Wizards just as well as myself, and he helped me make this deck list. I adjusted it to my likings, of course, but this was his idea. So shout out to you, Damien, if you're watching. But without further ado, I want to get onto the profile. We have two Dragon Wizard medium. Um, if another wizard on my feet, if there's another wizard on my field, I he gets plus 3,000 power, so he becomes 4-2-3, but he originally is 1-2-3. So he has pretty decent stats and a pretty great ability to help him get more power. Um, he's mainly here to be a Drago Wizard target. He's just like another Kenji, but has more defense, so it can sometimes be relevant. Then we have Rainbow Horn, who's 3-2-2. He's pretty decent stats, but he's only here for another Drago Wizard target and just being a different wizard, so it can help out Grandfather Clock quite a lot. Then we have Drago Wizard Mishuler. Mishuler is a 6/1/4, costs 1 gauge to call. Pretty great card, lets me get over lots and lots of annoying monsters. Like move monsters like Rahal or anything like with pretty great move stats. 6,000 power and a size 1 is definitely helpful. Then we got my new buddy Drago Wizard Keenus Axia. If you don't know what he does, he's got a call cost to pay 1 gauge, and when he enters the field, I can deal either 1 damage to myself, which I never use, or to my opponent. Always to my opponent, usually. He's 2-2-2 stats. I didn't usually like him because 1 gauge was just a really stupid thing to me to call it 2-2-2, even if it does um have a pretty decent ability. But then this card BTO5 right here, Magical Artist Andy, came along and he changed my complete opinion about Keenus Axia. I really love Keenus. He's a really great card in this deck, and he helps, and his burn really does help with the damage output. But Magical Artist Andy, if you would call a wizard from your hand, the call cost is reduced by 1 gauge. By the way, due to size gap rulings, I can call a Tempest Wing when Andy's on field, and then ability would still make me cost 1 less gauge. So Tempest Wing will be 1 gauge, and then Andy leaves the field afterwards. So pretty great, helping with calling just about almost all the monsters in my deck. Well, not all, just like Keenus, Meshuler, Tempest Wing, and Mary Sue. Then we got 4 Gendrasaki, staple in all Magic World decks. Even they play Zagon, which is the 72 players play their version, so always need this card. It's amazing. Then we got 2 Center of the World Mary Sue. Being able to search any spell is just really great, but I don't like playing 3 because I don't want to rely on it too much, because playing 3 feels like I'm relying on it getting my spells, and sometimes I do want to have more monsters and spells in some situations, because spells are great, but I don't always want to keep drawing them constantly or having a handful of spells. Then when my monsters go away, then I have very little chance to make a comeback. Then we have 2 Dragon Wizard Tempest Wing. I originally was playing 3, but for this build I had to play around with some numbers, so the best was 2, and it works fine because I play 2 in the sideboard. But either way, Tempest Wing is a really great card. Being able to remove making every size 3 just cry in a hole because there's nothing to protect them from the All Might of Tempest Wing. Double attack, 2 critical, 7,000 power. The 6k does make it annoying because cards like Rigdal Demon Slay and cards such as Pillar of Fire can fuck him up way too easily, but and Onimaru from Katana World, but it's still a really, really good card. Then we get onto the spells, of course. In Magic World, we got Abracadabra. Spell Nulls are a must. Most people play 3. I feel like that's making yourself rely on a spell null way too much, so 2 is the perfect number to me. And then we move on to Great Spell, My Grandfather Clock. Really great card. Pay 2 gauge. When you can only cast it when you have 6 or more different wizards in the drop zone. Hence why I play so many different wizards. About like, let's see, Tempest Wing, Mary Sue, Gendrasaki. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then medium will make 8. So 8 different wizards in this deck, and all pretty good numbers, so it can go off pretty lively a lot. And just getting another turn and shuffling back all your cards is a really great asset to the deck. 2 Epic Fail. This is like another magical goodbye, but it has to be when a size 2 or less on my opponent's field is attacking. But and if I have a Dragon Wizard on the field, then it goes to the opponent's gauge. But if I don't have a Dragon Wizard, it's, like I said, a magical goodbye. It bounces it it puts it in the opponent's hand. So it's a really great card. Probably would run it at 3, but I don't feel like I have the space for it. So 2's working fine just for me. I mean, I already play 4 goodbye. I don't want to be playing way too many copies. Speaking of way too many copies, Chillax is at 3. I'm pretty sure originally I was playing 4, which I think was a little too much. 3 is definitely the perfect number. Paying 1 gauge does get annoying sometimes, constantly, if I don't have a Gendrasaki, so I feel like 3 is perfectly fine. Then we got 4 nice ones. Staple is all staple can be. Then we've got 4 kosher. Most people play 2 or 3, or they play the Solomon engine. I like kosher a lot more, because getting more draw helps me get into my deck faster, and also it still gives me 1 gauge, which I don't struggle with gauge in this deck, really. After numerous amounts of times testing this, I have not run into a problem with gauge, like 90% of the time. The 10% chance is usually only against certain decks. Then we got 4 Magical Goodbyes, staple as hell, just really wonderful card. Removal, monster savior, just everything you want it to be. It's really great. Free, it's a great card. Then we got some shield, always a staple at 4. And then we have a new weapon I'm trying out, Magical Arm Burning Fist. It's 3,000 power, 1 critical, and I pay a life to equip it, and I can attack with this card, even though I can have a center monster. So, that is my wizard deck. Oh, crap. I just clicked by accident. It's fine, because if I go back, it will just not mess that up. Let me just go back really quickly. See you in a second. Sorry about that. But this is a really great deck. I've been loving the testing with it. It really works fine. I say the only problematic matchups are usually Purgatory Knight sometimes, because if I can't get a Magical Goodbye or Epic Fail in my hand, I start struggling, even with a Solomon Shield or such. But most decks I can deal with. I can deal with Seeger or any Ancient World deck because of Tempest Wing. I can deal with just about any deck that tries to OTK me, because I can pretty much go harder back with them with Abracadabra, knowing their their negators, their nullifiers and such. And Andy just helps out with the gauge, and Axia just helps out with the damage. This deck just has a lot of synergy with each other, and I really like it. Hope you guys like this video. Subscribe to TBIJalen for more Buddyfight content. And tomorrow will be an episode of Fight Me. And then Friday or Saturday, I will be doing a locals vlog, because I did go to my locals last week, but it was so small and like people weren't there, so I just didn't feel the need to record anything. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Jalen from TBIJalen Infinity going out.